Have you ever looked up at the sky and whispered, God, why? Why the pain? Why the loss? Why the silence? If God is good, why does suffering exist? This is not a new question. It is as old as humanity itself. And in the Bible, we find a man who asked the same question, a man named Job. Job was righteous. He was faithful. He feared God and lived with integrity. Yet in a short period of time, he lost everything: his wealth, his servants, his children, and even his health. Imagine waking up one day and watching your entire life collapse. Job did not understand. And honestly, neither would we. But here is something profound. The Bible shows us that suffering is not always punishment. It is not always a consequence of sin. Sometimes, it is part of a larger story that we cannot yet see. In the first chapters of Job, we are given a glimpse of the spiritual realm. There is a conversation between God and Satan. Job never hears this conversation. He suffers without knowing the reason behind it. And that is where many of us live, in the middle of pain, without explanation. Yet Job says something extraordinary in Job 1:21. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. How can someone worship in the middle of devastation? Because faith is not based on understanding. Faith is based on trust. Suffering forces us to confront a deep truth. We are not in control. We never were. In Romans 8:18, the Apostle Paul writes, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Paul himself suffered imprisonment, beatings, shipwrecks. Yet he speaks of glory. The Christian perspective does not deny pain. It does not pretend suffering is good. Instead, it declares that suffering is not the final chapter. When Jesus came to earth, he did not eliminate suffering. He entered into it. He wept. He was betrayed. He was beaten. He was crucified. God does not stand far from human pain. He stepped into it. The cross is proof that suffering is not meaningless. If God can bring salvation out of crucifixion, He can bring purpose out of your pain. Sometimes suffering refines us. Sometimes it humbles us. Sometimes it draws us closer to God. And sometimes we simply do not know why, but we know who. We know that God is faithful. We know that He is present. We know that this world is not the end of the story. Pain may visit you, but it does not define you. Suffering may shake you, but it does not own you. There is a glory coming, a restoration, a justice, a healing. One day, according to Revelation, God will wipe away every tear. Not some tears, every tear. Until that day, faith is not the absence of questions. Faith is choosing to trust God in the middle of them. So if today you are asking, why? You are not alone. Job asked. David asked. Even Jesus cried out on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me? And yet, Sunday came. Resurrection came. Hope came. Your suffering is real, but it is not eternal. And your story is not finished.